My Enemy's Enemy, a short story by Kingsley, Magister Ludi. Again and again, gratitude wherever you are. I mean, if there is wherever a place that homage to you, fabulous. I'm getting to book, what is it, 16, 17? Well, I'll have to check, but it's there. Because this was divine, right? Proving now with short stories. Speaking of God, a quote of his, it's not that I don't believe I in him, I hate him, something like that. He said. In the introduction, we find that he wasn't keen on short stories. He thought these are chips from the writer's block, something like that. And as the author of the first lines in introducing short stories by Kingsley says, well, that much more, because you have depth, even if this is short, okay? Even if you have the small space, still you have humor, and it's evident in the first that I've finished yesterday, short story, which is using Kingsley Amis's own experience. As it happens, was it William Boyd who said, you find the author every line, Amis himself maybe, and others, because you have to use that experience. We find from the memoirs, and what we read biographies, Amis, we find that he was on duty as a was it an officer? It must have been. He must give something to the officer in Tom in this short story, who has a degree from Oxford, and thus he is marked by somebody under him. Dow talks with a swagger or something. Oh, yeah. And also there is some sort of a tension from above, if you will. The adjutant who's above him wants to punish Dow because he's Italian. Tom will ask, I don't have that in that. But maybe he has this wish to discriminate, this racist streak. And Tom doesn't agree with that. He's defending this Dow, this man with an Italian ancestry and Italian uncle, apparently has been detained at the moment, because we're talking World War II, right? And Britain and Italy are on opposite sides, fighting in the war. Each other, World War II, and at one point, this adjutant is unfair. I mean, throughout he's unfair. Tom hates him. That's something we learn. But he wants to do a vile thing to push. Let's call him the British Italian man, out. And maybe in the Eastern Front, in very bad places where they have to face the Japanese. We know how bad it was for those who would fall captive in. I'm thinking, for instance, The Bridge on the River Kwai, one of the best 20 movies ever made. And Alec Guinness, formidable then. And still, Tom may be pushed not to interfere, not to let the British Italian man know that there's something coming, there's an inspection, and that will be the end of it. Because in his turn he will be punished. He's waiting to go on leave and see two women, a few days with one and the other. That will be jeopardized. So what will we do? Will he do? He will try and prevent this injustice or not? My enemy's enemy. Oh.